Good morning, this is Kathy, and this is a pre-market analysis for ES. Okay, yesterday was an NR7 day. That means it was holding its breath, very contraction, very small range. That typically implies expansion is coming. We don't know which direction. We don't know if it's both directions or a single direction, or if it will expand and then come back to value. So we just know that something is in the works because a balancing act has occurred, and now we're looking for some kind of movement. All right. Harmonically speaking, price is retesting a bearish crab PRZ, and it could breach it just to fill that gap or go a little bit higher or as much as the 2062.50. But what's going to be key is, does it fall back below 2044? If so, that increases the probability of going into retracement mode. And I don't have it drawn how much of a retracement, but there's a conglomerate of sword lines and a previous low at the 2020 area to 2009.25. So this is going to be a big region for a support test for price to get below. Okay, this is going to, if it gets below there, then it definitely increases the probability of returning to this 73.75 and possibly completing some of these downside targets for patterns at 58.25 and 1913.25. Otherwise, continuation to the upside. If price takes out 2062.50, there is intraday upside bias until price can hold below the 2009.25 area. Okay, so any pullbacks, it could just continue to go sideways. Just because yesterday was an NR7 day doesn't mean it's not going to stop consolidating today. It's just saying be prepared for some kind of movement. In other words, be protective of your stops and take profits at important levels. So anyway, upside continuation to continue with the current bias. It's going to have 2062.50 target, and above there it's pretty open air up to this region. There's a gap at 2086, and then a monthly sword line at 2093, and an upper golden ratio zone at 2096.50. So those are going to be the main targets. Now you could go to the right side of this scenario and see that there are some red zones along the way that you can use for scaling points as well. Okay. Let me mention also that there is heavy acceptance in the 2018.50 and 1994.50 region. So those will be points of potential chop if price starts breaking down this conglomerate of sword lines. Now, here's something to keep in mind. If that's going to be the case, right? If we're going to chop around at 2018.50, that's going to be inside this region of conglomeration, right? If it gets down to this 1994.50, it's going to be very important because it's in our open air region, right? So if price, if it doesn't stall there and kind of fill in some imbalance between 2010.50 and 1994.50, that is a sign of weakness, and it increases the probability of swiftly coming down here to the end of the range at the 1968.25 area. Okay, have a great day.